Hi, I'm Hannah from the e-Residency team, and in this tutorial, I'll take you through everything you need to know about how to access a business bank account as an e-resident. At the outset, it's important to understand that banking can be quite a challenging topic for e-residency. And that's because there is a tough reality for global banking at the moment. In response to anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing laws, banks are putting in place increasingly strict Know Your Customer procedures, or KYC procedures. This means that they are enhancing due diligence of potential clients and making very strict and often conservative or risk-averse decisions on who they take on as customers. And this is especially the case if you're from a sanctioned country like Russia or Belarus, or a country that is listed on the Financial Action Task Force black or grey lists. It's important to be aware that e-residency does not guarantee you a business bank account for your Estonian company. And the reason for this is that banks are private organisations who make their own rules and procedures about who to take on as customers. E-residency can't affect their decisions on that topic. So it's really important that when you start a company or before you start a company, do your research to see that you are okay to get a bank account for your business. E-residents have three options when it comes to getting a bank account for their business: Fintechs, Estonian banks, or banks from another European Economic Area country. Let's go through these three options and look at the advantages and disadvantages for each. The first option are fintechs, or as they are also known, neobanks, and these can be located in any European Economic Area country. Advantages of fintechs for e-residents are numerous. They can be opened entirely online, there is a wide choice, and generally speaking, fintechs have a higher risk appetite to onboard e-resident customers, particularly if you're operating in a tricky industry. They're a really good option for early stage entrepreneurs, and many e-residency marketplace service providers can help you get an account with one of these providers. On the downside though, fintechs don't usually provide business loans, and if you're looking to start a bigger company and you have high value transactions, perhaps the fintechs are not the best option for you. The second option are banks from another European Economic Area country. If you already have an existing client relationship with your bank, say where you live in Portugal, for example, maybe you should reach out to them and ask if they'd be willing to set up an account for your Estonian company. This is possible. We've heard from many residents that they've been successfully able to do this. An advantage is that banks can give credit or business loans. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, this might be the great option for you. On the downside though, the bank may need a bit more hand-holding to understand e-residency and the business setup in Estonia. And also you won't be able to use your digital ID to manage transactions. So there may be a little bit of extra paperwork involved with this option. The third option for e-residents is to get an account with an Estonian bank. And there are many advantages for this option, including that you get an Estonian IBAN with your account, plus access to business loans and credit. Not to mention straightforward onboarding with your e-resident digital ID. Be aware though that as an e-resident, you'll need to prove that your business has a strong connection to Estonia. And this can be a tough bar for the vast majority of e-residents because a strong connection to Estonia means that 50% of your partners, clients, employees, office space and other assets are located in Estonia. Also, a personal visit will be required to the bank to authenticate your identity. But this can also be an advantage because it means you get to visit Estonia. The lower risk appetite of banks in Estonia does mean that we recommend in general that e-residents don't take this option as the first option. Generally speaking, we recommend starting with a fintech, running your business for a couple of years, getting a good transactional history, finding success, and then going back to the Estonian bank in a couple of years with that history and proof that your business has a strong connection to Estonia, so you'll be able to get a bank account with the bank. To find out more about business banking for e-residents, I highly recommend watching the recording of our recent live Q&A on banking. It's on our YouTube channel. We also have quite a lot of blog posts explaining banking in a lot of detail, so check out those on our website. Plus, if you want to dive deeper and also find a really great comparison of the services available, you can go on to our knowledge base. I will put links to all of these channels in the YouTube description. If you're looking for the perfect banking provider for your business, there's no better place to start than the e-Residency service provider marketplace. Use the filters to find banks, fintechs, and payment gateways to suit your needs. Compare prices, services, eligible industries, and eligibility criteria. And reach out to the bank or fintech of your choice to inquire about your eligibility and account opening procedures. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. If you haven't already, I recommend watching our other tutorials on company formation, taxes, and how to become an e-resident. Otherwise, visit our website for lots more content and information.